Good afternoon
Hello.
and welcome to Weather Impact Live. We are talking about the tropics first. We're going to get into our weekend forecast, which is actually looking really nice. And then we're going to focus in on next week, which is summer's coming back, right? The humidity's coming back, showers and storms, dogs and cats, you know, all kinds of craziness. So let's get started right away. I want to get out to Tropical Storm Gabrielle. Finally starting to act a little bit, look a little bit. I mean, geez, this thing. You can see here, we're starting to see a little bit of convection. There it is. You can see the track here from the Hurricane Center. I'll show you that. And then we're going to get into this wave right here. It's looking a little bit better. It's about a 20% chance of development, but I think that number will come up a little bit. All right, so here it is. Tropical Storm Gabrielle. What do we got? This is still the 11 a.m. numbers. We'll get one here in just a little bit. 50-mile-per-hour winds. If you look closely at this, you can see where the center is, and the center is actually not the end of this line. It's actually about right here.
Definitely a lot more convection closer to the center compared to yesterday.
Center's probably about here, and so yeah, a lot of it's over here, but still, this is even better than what it was, as you mentioned, Colleen. I mean, yesterday the closest convection was way out here, so it is getting its act together. The latest track as of 11 o'clock this morning, not only track but intensity, calls for it to have basically winds of 50 miles per hour by 8 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's at the bottom of your screen here. So it's starting to increase. Saturday night, 65. Sunday morning, hurricane strength, 75-mile-per-hour winds. So if that happens, that would be the second hurricane of the season.
Right.
Which, I mean, we're below average at this particular time. We've had, I think we should have 4 hurricanes on average by this time of the season.
Yeah, I noticed the cone is way further out to the east as well.
Yes,
look at this. Yeah, originally we had Bermuda inside the cone. And as I told everybody, what was that, last weekend, was that when we had our first cone for this? You know, that this would become tightened and there would be some wobbling, but also they noticed, you know, in the beginning stages of this, that the circulation was a little bit further up to the north. So that had something to do with it too. But yeah, I'm surprised how far over. I mean, we like to see it because Bermuda is now outside the cone, so it's great.
Yeah. And then you can see here, it'll be near 100-mile-per-hour winds as it comes by. Let me stop that right back there. But that's Cat 2, all right? And then after that, it's actually moving on out to sea, and it's not a worry. But let's do this one more time. I want to show you, if the center is here, okay, even if it's in the far left side of the cone, and that's all the cone is showing you, where the center might end up, not the weather, okay? Because there'll be some weather on the west side, but I think a lot of it's going to be on this north and east side. I mean, there's going to be a lot of weather all the way out here, all right? And that's what we call the dirty side. Colin, you were talking about that the other day. And Bermuda will not be on that side, so that's good news for our friends that live in Bermuda. And then you can see it moves on out, moves over colder water, and begins to kind of curve on up. Forecast models, really good agreement. Look at that.
Wow.
And that's pretty good with a turn. Yeah. Right? I mean, yeah, you can see it gets a little bit wider here with the turn. That's what the models do. But look how good it is right in here.
Very tight, yeah.
And then after the turn right in here. So that's good. There's Bermuda right there. So the forecast models, at least at this point, and you can see that obviously they diverge as we get later out in time, and that's understandable. But the important part is getting past Bermuda, and you can see most of those are keeping it off to the east. All right, let's go. And I should have checked that. I think I did. They checked it this afternoon.
I haven't seen it raised. Yeah,
pop that up and see if you see anything there. But we're talking about those chances for development of this particular wave. You see the X down there?
0-20.
Still 0-20? Okay, good. That's the wave right there. This is the area that they think it has a 20% chance of developing. Okay, days 3 through 7. So that's not today, tomorrow, or Sunday, really. Could be late Sunday night into Monday that it starts to try and get a little bit better organized. Okay, so here's what it is right now. Now, look, this is a pretty decent wave coming off of Africa, especially when you're talking the amount of moisture around, the amount of convection that's still hanging around. They've got the center up in here. This is where we have a little bit more spin as well. And so we'll have to see, because there's some dry air and some dust coming off. In fact, quite a bit of dust right here coming off with that. But we'll see if it can fight it off. I do think it's going to have to struggle a little bit with the dust while it's trying to come off of there, and then eventually things should get a little bit better. So here are some of the forecast models. This is the European. I will point out at first, here's where it thinks, well, basically now, where Tropical Storm Gabrielle is, okay? Obviously doesn't have too much here, but this is where we're looking. You see the yellow, the darker yellow there? We would want to see something like that here if this one's developing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in motion. You're going to see this go up here, and then we're going to be watching for something with a darker yellow to pop up here. Okay, so this is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and nothing out here. Maybe something over here by Monday. There's Tropical Storm Gabrielle. It might even be back here. We'll have to wait and see. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, still nothing here. And in fact, if anything, high pressure is building southward. And that's going to be sinking air. That's going to make it kind of tough for this thing.
Yeah.
All right. And that's actually a lot of high pressure far to the south. And what may happen is we may end up shutting down the main development region for a little bit in development wise. And in fact, as you get towards October, you start looking less out here and more out here.
Caribbean, yeah.
And we're getting there now, right? We're at the 19th today. I mean, and this is the 25th. So yeah, we're getting closer to the end of September. Now, that's not all of it. So watch what happens by the time we get towards, well, this is the latest run, towards the 29th. You see this here? It's trying to develop something, but that's pretty far to the north. One of the runs had something here coming across. We're going to be watching this area in the Western Caribbean. There's a little something there. Western Gulf we'll have to watch as well. But look, this is just one model, and I'm going to run this back again. Between now and the 29th, it does not have a whole lot for us. We know that we're going to be watching this area here, and that one that's coming off Africa could get sneaky in here by the next weekend. All right, that's really all that we can talk about at this point. You know what I mean? We're kind of guessing beyond that.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the wind shear and what will the atmosphere look like when next weekend gets here. Okay, so you can see a lot of the wind shear across the Gulf. All of this is just fantastic for us because that blows storms apart. Not a lot down here. We would want to see a lot down here so nothing can get started. All right, now let's go out through Monday. Still a ton over us. There's Gabrielle, hurricane at that point. Now let's go out to next week. This is Thursday of next week, the 25th. Look at the Gulf. All of a sudden, all the shear is up to the north, and this is not a good sign. We don't want this.
Right.
Because it's a little low trying to develop here.
Yeah.
All right, now let's keep going. Let's keep going because the trough's coming back. Let's go out through next weekend into Monday. In fact, let's just back this up to next Sunday, okay? We do then start to get a little bit more wind shear back here into the Gulf. You see this big trough here. That helps to maybe pick something up. But the pattern is changing a little bit. And this is a tough time to forecast, I'll be honest with you, because the pattern has been pretty similar lately. We know this is going to do this, that's going to do that. This is going to do this, that's going to do that. Now as it's flipping, this is going to do that instead of that, right? Now you have to say, okay, where's the in-between? Where will it end up being when we get there? And that's if something develops. Bottom line is this area here says, yeah, you should be watching this area. Yeah. And unfortunately, this is where Helene came from.
Right. I was thinking that.
You know,
and we're coming up on that 1 year anniversary.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was 2 days ago. 2 days and a year ago, they hatched 20% chance there for that.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean we're getting Helene. Thank goodness. But it does mean, it's that time of year that we need to watch for that kind of stuff. So, all right, this is the moisture, and then there you can see, there goes Gabrielle. This is Monday, this upcoming Monday, right? What we're watching for us is how much dry air can get in here. And I'm going to back this up. Watch Florida. See where we are? We're halfway down, right? And we still have some dry air around through the weekend. It's a great weekend forecast.
Yeah, it's really going to be nice.
It really is. When you get that darker green over you, like we're starting to see late Monday into Tuesday, that's more moisture in the atmosphere. That's a better chance for rain, especially when you heat up afternoon showers and thunderstorms. And more humidity, by the way. So it'll feel even hotter out there. And that's what happens next week. There's Tuesday, there's Wednesday, there is Thursday morning right there. And so you can see lots of moisture returning. And so that's why you want to soak up this weekend, because even though it'll be hot in the afternoons, at least the humidity will be relatively low, and we're not going to see much in the way of rain. Will we get this front, Colleen?
Yeah, that's a big question. I know because
this one here.
I was telling you earlier, the GFS, and again, that's just one model around the GFS, but it's very interesting because The GFS has something that spins up closer to the southern part of our state, and it kind of lingers there for a day or so, and then it jets off to the east, which could be picking up on that trough that's trying to dig in as we finish off September and move into early October. And again, the GFS is a little bit ambitious sometimes, so we don't love looking at that. And again, it's just one run. But I just found that interesting that it kind of has something hanging out towards the southern end of the state towards the end of the month, and then it just pushes off into the Atlantic, and it's like, vroom, and it's out of here. So that could be picking up on that trough that's trying to sink down. We'll see.
All right, here's the front that we were talking about. This is next Friday, a week from today. Okay, now watch as we go through Saturday. Oh, so close. So close. That's drier air. This would actually be showers and thunderstorms, right? Because all that moisture falling in here, that would be next Saturday. And then look what it does, Sunday into Monday. It doesn't come through.
Yeah.
All right, the last one came through almost all the way down to Miami with some drier air. This one is not going to do that. At least it doesn't look like it'll do it at this point. We'll see if it changes. But that right there is more typical for what we would expect a front to do this time of the year. What happened last weekend with that drier air and the front coming almost all the way down to Miami, that's not normal for this time of the year. So I would buy into what that model's saying right now for that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll finish up with the tropics, and then we'll start looking at our local weekend forecast.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. Unique quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
These big trucks are dangerous and fast. And when it comes to big truck wrecks, the stakes can be really high. That's why you need a lawyer that's gotten big results for his clients. Hi, I'm attorney Dan Newland. I've recovered billions of dollars for accident victims. So if you've been hit by one of these big trucks or involved in a car accident, call me now. Let me fight for you.
At 813-888-8000. That's 813-888-8000.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Secure outdoor equipment and generators. Clear debris from around your AC unit and schedule a pre-storm HVAC and electrical inspection.
Those are some great tips, and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
All right, welcome back. So we're going to go over the names that we have so far this season. We, of course, have our 7th named storm, Gabrielle, tropical storm right now, likely going to turn into a hurricane by this weekend around Sunday, maybe Saturday night. Next name after that is Umberto.
Umberto.
So yeah, we'll see if we get any development out of that wave that's coming off the coast of Africa now. Again, low probability at this time. More than 10 days out to worry about that.
But we are getting closer to Karen. That's what we need to keep in mind.
Poor Karens out there. They're just always.
We are getting closer to Karen. So
one day, Karens, you'll
hunker down.
Yeah, you'll be able to move on with your life.
The HOA. The HOA queen. All right, let's go. Let's talk about the rain over on the East Coast. So there's a low developing out there, and it's bringing in northeasterly winds, but part of that is some drier air, and that's why it's warm out there now, but it feels actually kind of comfortable because the humidity is relatively low. There are some showers up north. I don't think we'll have to deal with any of these. And in fact, I'll be honest, I really don't think we're going to have to deal with any of these. They're mainly along the East Coast.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a trough developing here. You can see that. And if you notice these wind arrows, it's trying to form a little low right in here. But that should move off to the north and the east. But we would like that to actually form a little bit because that would help bring in that northeasterly wind and continue through the weekend. I do think it does. So bottom line is we're looking drier than anything else this weekend, and we are looking hot.
Look at that, not a cloud in the sky.
Just gorgeous. And a little bit of a north to northwest wind at the beach. That's the sea breeze. Now keep in mind the water is about 84, 85 degrees. The land's going to heat up to about 90. So because the land is hotter, that air rises, and the relatively cooler air over top of the water in the mid 80s will blow in off of the water to fill that void of the air rising over land. Okay, that's how sea breezes work. It's opposite in the evening. You get a land breeze as the land cools down. But we are going to get that kind of trend going all the way through the upcoming weekend. So Homosasa's sensor is, I think, a little warm. It's just running warm, 96 degrees. It's closer to about 90, 91 there. Same thing in Brooksville. Wesley Chapel, those at 92, and Tampa's at 93. I think the record's about 95. I'm gonna have to check that, but it's mid 90s, so that's kind of close to record high temperatures. It's hot out there.
Yeah, definitely. A lot more sunshine to work with today. And again, the humidity, not too bad, but we will start to feel that as we move into this upcoming week. And whenever you dial into that humidity a little bit more, that's when you really start to sweat it out. But really, I mean, beautiful weekends. I honestly, Bobby, I thought we were going to get a little bit more rain yesterday. But yeah, we've been drying out nicely here. So kind of unseasonable weather for September, not complaining about it. But as we move to this weekend, I mean, and we have the Bucks home game on Sunday, the first home game, couldn't ask for better conditions. I mean, really, it's Florida. You expect it to be hot. You expect it to be humid. 92 for, I mean,
it's hot.
If you're drinking adult beverages, of course, you want to be careful, but it's going to be hot nonetheless. But yeah,
but it
great
will
day.
not be as humid.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to a bunch of Bucks games out there that it's summertime weather out there, right?
Sauna-like, yeah.
That's not quite that much. It will be hot, especially out in the sunshine, but at least if you go outside now and feel what that humidity feels like, it's going to be very similar for Sunday afternoon. So that's really good news. All right, talking about those dew points, though, and that summertime feel, look at the extended forecast for the dew points. And you see that, and we showed you that moisture kind of backing up from South Florida. Well, it's not only enough moisture from the ground all the way up to make rain, but it's also humidity. It's dew points. And those dew points Wednesday are back into the mid 70s. And that's summertime stuff. I mean, now, sometimes in the summertime we get the upper 70s, even 80, 81 degrees, which is just ridiculous. But it happens. But it's coming back to the mid 70s Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And because of that, we'll still be warm. We'll still have some sunshine in the mix. We are going to be seeing afternoon showers and thunderstorms as a result. Just think regular summertime stuff there. So this afternoon. Look at Highlands County. That is it, right? Now, as we go through about 8:30, 9 o'clock, you see these clouds here. This is a small chance, even one little dot up here by Crystal River, right? That is a small chance for a shower. If I put 10%, I think that would be too much. Like maybe a 2% chance. Yeah. I don't think we couldn't even round it up to 5. And then tomorrow morning, we start off sunny. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 or 2 showers for inland locations. You see this? But look at Tampa, look at St. Pete, look at Pasco County. Look at Sarasota and Bradenton, AMI, all of the beaches, Hudson, Crystal River. Small chance, but right around or just after sunset. This is around 8:30, and I think that's a little overdone, but I would like to keep about 10% chance in the forecast all the way through the weekend just for that.
Right.
All right, and then that's Sunday morning. Let's go out to sunrise. Well, beyond it, that's about 8:30 in the morning. Lots of sunshine, some high clouds coming in a little bit more on Sunday than on Saturday, which actually helped to be outside of the Bucks game or watching the game outdoors. And then here we are, 1 o'clock, let me back it up. This is 1 o'clock, game time. Northeast winds, few high clouds, dry. Let's get to around 4 o'clock, end of the game. We are dry all the way through. Just a few showers for inland. And then after that, we'll have 1 or 2 try and make it to the coast, but I don't think we see a lot. I do think we'll actually start to see a few more clouds as we get into the afternoon on Sunday. And of course, we'll keep those around for Monday morning as well. All right, let's take one more break, and we come back. We're going to look at that 7-day forecast.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called Attorney Dan Newland. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
And it's like a movie script. It's family rivalry, betrayal, and murder.
They cover America's most fascinating true crime stories.
One way or another, that's an execution.
Absolutely.
Every case,
Who would want to hurt him?
every clue,
This is dynamite for an investigator.
every mystery that keeps you guessing until the very end.
Does everyone's jaws drop?
Dateline, 5 times a week.
Watch weekdays at 4 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. Unique quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
All right, welcome back, everyone. So if you have Friday night plans, I mean, it's green light go. We have beautiful weather out there. Again, not pretty typical weather here for September. When you think of September in Florida, we don't get this all the time. We have pretty clear skies, maybe a few clouds as we move to the overnights. Overnight temperatures are close to normal.
Friday night lights. I
Yeah.
mean, we're looking at homecoming games, football games out there right now. There's a lot going on. And that is a great forecast. Last Friday, we had showers moving through Thursday and Friday, especially on Thursday. But yeah, Colleen, you were saying that the average low is about 75 now. And so we're pretty close to it. And a lot of times that has something to do with the water, and the water is pretty close to average for this time of the year as well. Now tomorrow, a lot like today.
Yeah, stepping up into those low 90s. Again, not that far off from average. 89 to lower 90s. I mean, that's pretty near normal. Again, a couple clouds out there, but otherwise beautiful weather. Humidity will be on the lower side compared to how we normally feel this time of the year. And in our 7-day forecast, I mean, the seasonal temperatures continue for really the rest of the week, but the difference here would be come early next week, we have that humidity that's starting to tick up for our area. So you will start to feel that soupy feeling.
And look at those overnight lows. I mean, now Tampa itself is a little bit warmer now just because that's closer to the water.
Yeah.
But when you see the overnight lows going up Tuesday morning, Wednesday, Thursday morning, upper 70s,